Good morning, dear children. I welcome you on my online learning platform on my YouTube channel. Thank you very much for continuously taking interest in my lessons. Today, I have prepared a lesson for class 12th. Dear children, in the previous session, we have discussed the first chapter in our book Flamingo, and the chapter is entitled The Last Lesson. So part 1 we have already done. Now, so before we start part 2, there are a few revision questions so that you can connect yourself to part 1. What was French expected to be prepared with the school that day? So dear children, we have learnt that French was a small boy, a careless boy who studied in the school of the teacher M. Hamel, and he was expected to be prepared with the participles. Second question: what did French notice that was unusual about the school that day? So, as we have already discussed, there were so many things. The school was very calm and quiet. There was a special kind of strange silence. The village people have also come there. They were also sitting in the class, and the teacher was in a special uniform, special dress that he often used on some functions or the inspection days. What had been put up on the bulletin board? This is the most important question, as we have learnt in part 1 that the Prussians, the Germans, they had put up a notice on the notice board that the next day onward French language would not be taught, and in place of French, German language would be taught. So we have seen that French had come to school. He sat in the classroom, and the teacher announced that it was the last lesson in French language. And French was really wonderstruck. He was dumbstruck. He couldn't imagine what had happened. While I was thinking of all this, I heard my name called. It was my turn to recite. To recite means to present before the class the rules of participles. What would I not have given to be able to say that dreadful rule for the participle all through, very loud and clear, and without one mistake? The teacher asked him to say the rules of participles without any mistake in a flowless manner. But I got mixed up on the first words and stood there holding on to my desk, my heart beating and not daring to look up. But actually, French couldn't answer. He up, got mixed up on the first few words. Means he was not prepared. I heard M. Hamel say to me, actually, he was not looking straight into the eyes of the teacher. That is why he was downcast. French was downcast. He was looking to the ground. So the teacher said, I won't scold you, little French. You must feel bad enough. See how it is. Every day we have said to ourselves, Bah, I have plenty of time. I learn it tomorrow. And now you see where we have come out. Ah, that is the great trouble with all says. She puts off learning till tomorrow. Put off means to postpone. Actually, the teacher has a complaint that the people of Alsace, where he was teaching, they always try to postpone learning for the next day. Means they don't learn that day. Now those fellows out there will have the right to say to you, how is it you pretend to be Frenchmen and yet you can neither speak nor write your own language? But you are not the worst, poor little French. We have all a great deal to reproach ourselves with. So the teacher, in a very kind voice, he said, that I will not scold you today. We all are responsible for it, and we all are to be blamed for this, for not learning. So here, as I told you, dear children, one important theme point: availing of learning opportunities. So many learning opportunities come in our life, but we often do not try to utilize them. This online platform is also a learning opportunity, and we should make optimum use of this learning opportunity. We should never ignore it. Now, the teacher said, your parents were not anxious enough to have you learn. Now, actually, he is discussing about all the responsible people who have ignored learning. First of all, the parents were also not serious about their studies. They preferred to put you to work on a farm or at the mills so as to have a little more money. And I have been to blame also. Have I not often sent you to water my flowers instead of learning your lessons? And when I wanted to go fishing, did I not just give you a holiday? So the teacher is actually accepting that the parents are responsible for it, and the teacher says that he himself was also sometimes ignored learning. He sent the children to water the plants, and also when he wanted to go to fishing, he often declared a holiday. Then from one thing to another, M. Hamel went on to talk of the French language. Then he started his class. He discussed so many things on that day in that last lesson, dear children. So first of all, he talked about French language. This is a very important point, saying that it was the most beautiful language in the world, the clearest, the most logical, that we must guard it among us and never forget it. Actually, he is giving a message that all people must love their mother tongue. Here, the mother tongue is the French language, and they all felt very proud that it was the most beautiful language in the world. And he also inspired them by saying that we must guard it among us and never forget it, because when a people are enslaved, as long as they hold fast to their language, it is as if they had the key to their prison. He asked them that you should never forget your language, particularly when people are enslaved, means when people are not free, they are governed by some other people. Then in such a critical time, the knowledge of mother tongue is just like a key to their prison. Means with the help of the language mother tongue, they can use it just like a key to their slavery, to their prison. Means they can be free. Means the mother tongue can play a very vital role in again in their freedom again. Then he opened a grammar. So after discussing about the French language, he opened a grammar book and read us our lesson. I was amazed to see how well I understood it. You see the change in the attitude of French today. In other classes, he never understood the lesson, but in this last lesson, he took a keen and great interest, and he realized that he understood it very well. All he said seemed so easy, I think too, that I had never listened so carefully. It looked very easy because he listened everything very carefully and with interest. So dear children, when we have interest in learning, anything can become very easy and simple for us. And that he had never explained everything with so much patience. It seemed almost as if the poor man wanted to give us all he knew before going away, and to put it all into our heads at one stroke. And the teacher was also explaining everything with a great dedication and devotion, and he wanted as if the people could learn instantly whatever he wanted to teach them. After the grammar, we had a lesson in writing. Then he taught about writing. That day, M. Hamel had new copies for us, written in a beautiful round hand. Actually, he asked the children to practice handwriting. So he wrote a transcription. He wrote a sentence in the copy. France Alsace, France Alsace. So he intentionally wrote these four words just to make them realize the importance of their motherland. Means here the feelings of patriotism are aroused by the writer. They looked like little flags floating everywhere in the schoolroom, hung from the road at the top of our desks. So he wrote in a beautiful hand the French letters, and they looked very beautiful, just like the flag of France. You ought to have seen how everyone set to work and how quiet it was. Means everybody was writing very seriously. The only sound was the scratching of the pens over the paper. Once some beetles flew in. Beetle is a small insect of black color, है ना? So the only sound that everybody could hear was what? The scratching of the pens and the sound of beetles. But nobody paid any attention to them, not even the littlest one, who worked right on tracing their fish hooks, as if that was French too. On the roof, the pigeons squeaked very low. Here you see, on the roof of that classroom, some pigeons were sitting, and it looked as if they were also speaking in a very low sound. And I thought to myself, and French thought, will they make them sing in German, even the pigeons? This is a beautiful question raised by French. He thought that the Germans were powerful and they could impose German language on the French people. But would they be able to impose the language on the birds? The birds, which are the free creatures of this world. Whenever I looked up from my writing, I saw M. Hamel sitting motionless in his chair and gazing first at one thing, then at another, as if he wanted to fix in his mind just how everything looked in that little room. Fancy means imagine. For 40 years he had been there in the same place, with his garden outside the window and his class in front of him, just like that. Actually, M. Hamel had been teaching in that school for the last 40 years. So how difficult it was for him to leave at once that place. Only the desks and benches had been worn smooth, the walnut trees in the garden were taller, and the hop vine that he had planted himself twined about the windows to the roof. How it must have broken his heart to leave it all, poor man, to hear his sister moving about in his room above, packing their trunks. In the another room, the sister of M. Hamel was packing their boxes, the trunks, so he could hear that sound of moving the trunks, for they must leave the country next day. But he had the courage to hear every lesson to the very last. After the writing, we had a lesson in history, and then the baby chanted their ba, be, bi, bo, boo. Means he also taught the small children. Down there at the back of the room, old Hauser had put on his spectacles and holding his primer means that small book in both hands, spelled the letters with them. And even the old man was also spelling out the letters with the children. You could see that he too was crying, and that old man was also crying. Tears were rolling down in his eyes. His voice trembled with emotion, and out of the emotions he couldn't speak. And it was so funny to hear him that we all wanted to laugh and cry. The small children thought that it was very funny that the old man was speaking in that trembling language. Ah, how well I remember it, that last lesson. So, friend says that I remembered the last lesson very nicely. And I just want to tell you, dear children, that by that day, French was not a good student, but later on he became a very famous writer in French. It was due to the change in his attitude. Means our attitude to learning is very important. If it is positive, if it is optimistic, if we take interest in our lessons, then definitely everything is very simple for us. All at once the church clock struck 12, then the Angelus. Angelus means prayers. Suddenly there was the sound of the clock from the church. At the same moment the trumpets, trumpets means the instruments of war of the Prussians returning from drill sounded under my windows, under our windows. M. Himmel stood up very pale. He looked very tired in his chair. I never saw him look so tall. This is the most beautiful line. French says that I never saw him look so tall. Means today, in the eyes of French, the teacher was one of the greatest teachers on the earth. My friends, finally the teacher said, my friends, and he said, means he couldn't speak, but something choked him. He could not go on. Then he turned to the blackboard, took a piece of chalk, and bearing on with all his might, all his power, he wrote as large as he could. Vive la France. Vive la France means long live France. France Amar Rahe. Finally, he wrote these three words on the blackboard in big letters, Vive la France. And it was just to give the message of patriotism to the French people. Then he stopped, and I leaned his head against the wall, and without a word, he made a gesture. He made a symbol to us with his hand. School is dismissed. You may go. Means he just signaled with his hand that the school was over and the children could go home. This way, the last lesson ended. So I hope you understood, dear children. Now, briefly, we will discuss some of the important questions. First, what changes did the order from Berlin cause in school that day? In the beginning of the lesson, already we have discussed it. What were the changes? How did French feeling about M. Hamel and school change? The feelings changed completely. Earlier, he never liked M. Hamel. He was afraid of the teacher, and he was also uh, not interested in learning any lesson. But that day, on that last lesson, he respected the teacher very much, he loved the teacher very much, and he also started taking interest in the uh, learning. Why French was afraid of going to school that day? Due to that taste of participles. Describe the impact of notice on French, M. Hamel and senior villagers. It had a deep impact on everybody. Everyone was so solemn, so serious, so sad, and they were also repenting that now they would not get any opportunities of learning their mother tongue. Why older villagers were presented in the class that day? They had come for two reasons. The first one, just to pay their respect and honor to the teacher for his 40 years of faithful services. Secondly, to pay their respect to their own mother tongue and also to their country. How did Mr. M. Hamel describe the French language? We have discussed it. It was the most beautiful, the most logical, and the clearest language. Write a brief character sketch of M. Hamel. M. Hamel was a very devoted, very dedicated teacher. He was very punctual. He was very loyal. He loved his country deeply. He also loved his mother tongue. So he was a man full of many qualities. That teacher M. Hamel. So this is all for today, dear children. Thank you very much. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe my YouTube channel. Thank you and have a good day. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.